Do not learn your law off the television.
What do you mean? I watched 10 seasons of Law and Order.
You were lied to.
I'm pretty sure I could argue.
Do you know how I can
case
tell
in
you
court.
Law and Order is absolute garbage?
Why?
Welcome back to Under Oath.
Now, you, my friend, are a lawyer, right?
I play one on TV. Yeah.
You certainly do. And there's a lot of lawyers on a little site we like to call Reddit. Your favorite.
A lot of bad lawyers.
A lot of bad lawyers on there, man.
So and most of them can't practice law.
That's right. So there's a lot of bad legal advice on Reddit. So
I hate this.
What I'd like to do is read you some of the advice that people were giving out.
God, dude.
And you tell me.
I was happy. That's why I don't give you the segment. Go ahead.
You get to respond and tell us what the real legal action should be.
Taking the joy out of my day.
Well, that's what I'm here for, sir.
You know why? I'm going to get on big. And here's the deal.
Yeah.
Bad legal advice is painful because people rely on it. They make mistakes by it. They lose their stuff. They lose their freedom. They lose everything.
Yeah.
And then they yell at their attorneys over this bad law because they try to convince the lawyer, well, I read this online. But go ahead.
My God.
Go ahead.
Here we go, man. Our very first one. Bad legal advice. Just ignore your debt collectors. They can't do anything if you don't respond.
You know what happens when you don't respond?
What happens, Jeff?
Suddenly, you get a thing in the mail. And it says, you're being sued.
Oh.
And then you ignore that too.
Yes.
And then they do what they call a default.
What does that mean?
A default means if you do not answer a lawsuit in a specific period of time, normally it's 20 days. Depends on what state, you need to look it up. It means you can't argue it. It means the judge rules against you. And then the next thing is they just decide how much. So let's say you get something in the mail and it says, you're being charged with assaulting an elephant in a clown car. Of course, I didn't do that.
No.
But if I don't answer it, the court has to consider it true.
Really?
Exactly.
So we just learned something. If you don't answer people when they accuse you of doing something, you get something in the mail.
You can. If they file a lawsuit, you could be defaulted.
Okay.
And you don't get to argue, no defenses anymore. You can argue how much, but then if you don't show up for that, that money's locked in.
And I've actually been sued for assaulting an elephant. And here's what I told the judge. If the elephant didn't want it, he wouldn't dress that way.
Yeah.
There you go.
That's what he was wearing.
All right, here we go.
Don't use that argument either.
Here's our next one. Bad legal advice on Reddit, my friend. If you're in a minor car accident, it's best to leave the scene quickly to avoid any issues.
Idiot. Idiot.
Gotcha.
Never leave the scene.
Really?
First off, it can be considered a crime.
Okay.
All right. And here's the deal. Liars. We live in a world of liars.
You don't say.
Yes.
What?
People lie as easily as they breathe.
Ooh.
So what they do is this, hey, don't worry about it. I'll take care of it. I don't want to run my insurance. Here's my card. I was responsible. I'm terribly sorry. I'm running late for my kid's baseball game. And you as a decent human being go, you know what? I'm going to be right about this. You call him up. The guy doesn't answer the phone. Or he answers the phone and he goes, yeah, I didn't cause that accident. I know what you're talking about.
Ooh.
You mother.
So what do you do at that point?
You're screwed.
Because you didn't call the police.
Yes. First thing you do is contact your insurance company. You say, listen, there was an accident. I did not cause the accident. And they're going to go, well, was the police report filed? And you're going to go, Now, in some places, you can actually call in the police report yourself if a police officer doesn't show up.
Okay. I didn't know that.
You can file your own with them.
Okay.
And because there are times like we came out of a concert in Tampa and the police go, if nobody's injured, we're not coming.
Oh, really?
We're not going to be here. Well, you'll wait a couple hours. Well, we waited a couple hours and they never showed up.
Okay.
So we had to file it on our own.
Okay.
Okay. And that is the worst option for you. But if that's the only one you have, you do it.
Got it.
Okay. Don't listen to this nonsense about that. Always wait. Always get a police report. Because here's what happens. People claim they're hurt. They claim you caused the accident. They make up facts. They deny stuff. And then they say, oh, well, nobody was really hurt here. Now, here's what happens. Sometimes in an accident, you have what you call your adrenaline kicks in. And you don't realize you're hurt.
You don't feel it at the time.
No, you don't. Because here's the day. And I know people are listening to me and they're going, Jeff, this is dumb. I go, no, this is in our DNA. We were in our DNA. If we get hurt, we get a certain amount of time to get away from it. It's the same way it allows us to flee from a dangerous situation.
Yes.
It doesn't mean we're not hurt. So in these situations, the first thing you need to do is go to the doctor, make sure you're okay. Because a lot of times the next day later, you go, wait a minute, what's this? And you realize you slipped a disc and something went wrong. Always wait.
Got it. Always get a report.
Always
don't
wait.
leave the scene. Very smart. If you try to steal something but fail, it's not a crime because you didn't actually steal anything.
No. Dummy, dumb, 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 dumb.
Yeah.
Dumb, 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 dumb.
They catch you in the middle of the act and I just put it back?
No.
All's good, right?
You just had to try. It's a trying situation. If you pick it up, it's done.
Got it.
You don't have to walk it out the store. You don't have to, a lot of times, I didn't get past the registers. That's why they normally wait till you get past the registers, but not out the building. Because that's the excuse people make.
Okay.
But still, that's why they have cameras. They want to watch you do these things. And the attempt of something is still doing it.
Yes.
Now, sometimes there's a lesser included, which is attempt of a crime. Like, for people who don't know, they use the term assault and battery. You've heard that a bunch of times.
I've heard that a lot.
They're separate crimes.
Did not know that.
Battery is a harmful or offensive touching without permission, basically.
Okay.
Assault is the threat of a harmful or offensive touching.
Oh. Is there a way to get charged with assault and battery if you didn't say or physically touch the person?
Sure. If I walk up to you and I bow up to you like I'm going to hit you, that's assault.
Really?
Yeah. Bowing up or having a bat in my hand and walking up to you. And here's the thing. If I have a bat and I do one of these fake things,
gotcha.
That is a felony because it's felony assault because you took it to the next level.
What if I stand in front of a guy and we're talking and disagreeing, but I don't bow up?
No, that's just talking.
Got it.
But you have incidents.
I'm asking because,
but if the guy feels he can't leave, believe it or not, that could be kidnapping.
I've heard that.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
That's just the way this stuff works. And people don't get it that they watch TV. Do not learn your law off the television.
What do you mean? I watched 10 seasons of Law and Order.
You were lied to.
I'm pretty sure I could argue.
Do you know how I can tell you
court?
Law and Order is absolute garbage?
Why?
Because there's always somebody at the end who comes in and it's the surprise testimony.
Got it.
Officers do not investigate the case while the trial is going on.
Are you sure?
Oh, we need a witness. Let's go get him. No.
You're not investigators.
The case is done before you actually try the case.
Gotcha.
There's no extra investigation because it's unfair because you had the opportunity. Defense could go, no, that doesn't come in.
No.
You didn't give me this and discover. Well, we just discovered it. No, if you didn't have your case ready to go, you shouldn't have brought it.
Gotcha.
So all the investigation. We need a witness at the last minute. You can't surprise somebody with a witness.
No, you can't do that
because it's unfair to the defense.
Gotcha.
So yeah, in situations like this, don't trust your TV.
All right, here's one more for you. Bad legal advice that we got from Reddit. In a personal injury case, representing yourself is just as effective as hiring an actual attorney. I think I've told you this.
Yeah, great. This is what I want you to do next time.
Yeah.
Next time you have a problem with your heart and you need a valve fixed, just cut yourself open.
Great advice.
Just do that. I mean, it'll save you some money.
There you go.
I mean, what does a heart surgeon know?
No. What does he know I don't know?
Do you know that even when I go into different states, just a small local rule could kill your case?
What do you mean by that?
Well, for example, let's say they have a rule that says every motion has to be heard on Monday at 10:30. You don't know about it. They just have all these hearings and you're not even there for it because you don't know.
Got it.
There are these simple rules like how are you going to file, for example, expert testimony. Okay, do I just call the expert? No, I have to notify the other party. I have to have a writing. I have to show you what he's going to say. I have to do all these things. I don't get to just call people.
You can't just do that?
No.
That's
and for example, I have to let you know who's on my witness list and what they're bringing in.
Got it.
Now, could you imagine me? No, I want to call this guy. You didn't list this. You know how many times I've had to deal with arguing and actually having evidence excluded over a small thing, even when I know it?
Really?
Case law, for example. You're sitting there and they want to get in this instruction to the jury. We want to put this instruction in about how we want to put in his issue of being a sexual deviant. Now, you don't know that you're not allowed to do past acts unless they're felonies or they deal directly with a case or their habit. You have no idea how to argue and how to keep things out.
Yes.
So you lose a case on one single word, you could lose a case.
Gotcha.
For example, there's a term in a personal injury case. It's the but for example, which means that but for this happening, this wouldn't have happened. If I said to you, what do you have to prove or not prove? You go, well, I got in an accident. Well, that's not enough. Because there are three different issues. There's, who caused the accident?
Yeah.
Was that cause the reason for your damages? And what are your damages? Do you know to put these things forward? No. You're going to say, I got hurt. How do you put the bills in? I don't know. Well, you can't put the bills in. Oh. So I can't bring anybody to talk about my bills? I want my doctor. Well, you should have told me about that earlier. There's about, conservatively, I would say, God, hundreds of things that you have to comply with.
You have to know as an actual lawyer.
Yeah. Insurance companies have this thing. They love when you call them because everything you say to them is now admissible.
In court.
Yes. So when you're talking to them and everything else and you're discussing these things, your attorney protects you from these conversations. Also, the other side knows they could take advantage of you, and they do. In fact, what they'll do is for the first 6 months, they'll go, yeah, we'll take care of it. And then on the 6th month or something else, or they'll wait till the statutes of limitations right about to run up. They'll say, yeah, here's $20 or $500.
Wow, that's dirty.
Yeah. And they know it, and they can. And you know something? When you're playing chess with an idiot, do you take it easy on them, especially if you're getting paid?
No.
Nope.